Australia and went to Kalgoorlie, which is in the midst of the desert. It's the largest open mining field in the world, which you can apparently see from space. I was totally bowled over by the culture of the Aboriginal people and their art, which is so similar to the art that we see in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh and all around us. What really fascinated me was the stories that these Aboriginal people had, as the High Commissioner said, of the stars and the moon, of the desert, of so much that brought the desert alive. Many years later, when I first went to Uluru, it was fascinating because we drove from Alice Springs, we landed in Alice Springs, and we drove to Uluru. The rains had come, and it had rained non-stop for a few days, and there was no desert. What you saw was what you see at the end of Songline, carpeted with 1 million flowers. It was one of the most amazing sights, and I kept saying to then High Commissioner of India to Australia, Ambassador Navdeep Suri, where is the desert? You promised me that we were driving through desert. It totally transformed the space. And when we got to Uluru, I don't know how many of you here have been to the Uluru Sacred Rock space. And when you get off there and you walk between the water body and you go into the caves and you see the paintings of this very ancient civilization dating back to approximately 50,000 years, you have a sense of a particular kind of energy, the energy of our ancestors to collect and guard that space. In more recent times, they've stopped people from climbing Uluru. They've sort of named it as a sacred space for the Aboriginal people. And in your things to do, it should be the one thing that you must do, tick your box, is go to Uluru and go to Western Australia first. So thank you to the High Commissioner and his colleagues, Gemma and Yuri, for bringing this to Jaipur and the festival. Our relationship goes back many, many years. We've done a lot of work together, both here and in Australia. We used to have a GLF in Adelaide, which is now going to be moving to Perth because Perth has won the bid. And near Perth is Australia's best kept secret, a small little town called Mandurah, which is the Venice of Australia. It's the most beautiful space with beautiful water bodies and these waterways, the white water. It's stunning. So please make it a point. I'm doing what Australia tourism should be doing, but I am doing it for you. More importantly, the art of the Aboriginal people and the Australian art that you see. We did a project with the Aboriginal, all-women's Aboriginal choir in Alice Springs, which blew me away, and I hope 1 year to bring them here. We have brought the Bangara Dance Company, which is again an absolutely amazing Aboriginal dance company doing contemporary work. And the last time we did something at the Sydney Opera House, we brought together an Aboriginal group from Melbourne, and they worked together with our 250 artists. And we created something that still sits here because of the kind of tradition that they have. We love Australia, we've come to love Australia. Occasionally we beat them in cricket, but that's okay, that's sort of our story. It's karma, it's for all of the things that they used to do to our cricketers in the early days, and they used to take off their heads and their teeth and they fracture their cheeks and their jowls. So it's really give back time. But apart from that, the Australia-India relationship is growing. It's been, I think it's at an all-time high. Thank you, High Commissioner Philip Green. And I do hope you all will get engaged much more with this exhibition. You will also, when you come to the Jaipur Literature Festival, engage with some of the sessions in which we featured the High Commission and ideas around India and Australia. If we all work together as countries, if we all come together, we can push back on the kinds of horrors that we're seeing. It is a time that we must work together, High Commissioner, and I hope that's going to happen. I want to take this opportunity also to thank Arvind Mayaram, Director and former Chief Secretary, LC Goel, who we go back a very long time, and Satish Mehta, who kept calling me to say, what are you doing with this center? Why aren't you becoming a member of it, and why aren't you doing more? Well, this is the beginning of a long relationship. We do hope that you can take some of our children. We have no problem. We'll send you more audiences from the Jaipur Literature Festival. We'd love to do much more here, and we look forward to it. Thank you all for being such a wonderful audience, coming out here, and of course being part of the festival. To the Australian writers, salute. I mean, you folks have been amazing. Thank you for coming out so many thousands of kilometers to be a part of us and sharing your stories and ideas. We look forward to having many more of you in the coming years. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. Remember, partying and having wine does not equal going to see the exhibition. So, once you're done with this, please go to the exhibition. Very important. Thank you all.